to the organizations that you belong, to the communities that you're part of, and you got to do it in the best possible way. Give your 100%, do it collaboratively, and make a difference. Show to people that you matter, and that's important. It is like how different elements respond to the environment. If you take a pot of hot water and you put an egg into it, what happens is that it gets hardened and it gets boiled. If you put a carrot into the same pot of hot water, it gets boiled and it becomes soft. That's two different ways that these materials respond to the same environment. Drop a coffee bean into the same pot of hot water. What happens is very different. It neither becomes hard nor soft. It starts giving out its aroma, its color, and its taste to the water. You have the opportunity of making a difference to the environment that you are part of, like the coffee bean. Instead of getting affected by the environment, you can actually influence the environment. And that's the opportunity with you. And grab it with both hands and make a difference to the society, community, organizations you're part of. The fourth mantra is dare. Dare to be different. Dare to challenge. Dare to actually deliver to the best extent possible. It's about setting new benchmarks, it's about innovating, and it's about overcoming challenges. The current generation is different by its willingness to challenge the status quo. And that's what you see role models of all around. And I hope that you people will actually break those benchmarks and even set even higher ones. Never hesitate to take your stance and hold to your guns. Be convinced that you have reasons to do so, but do it without any shackles. So that's the fourth one. And examples of that, you don't have to go too far. In an environment, in a country where there are 1,000 B schools, in a country where everybody tries to make a difference in the academic world, you have an NSB, an institution which is hardly 3 years old and has made a big difference. That's because somebody dared to go down this path. In Professor Sridhar Murthy, you have an example of somebody who dares to belie what would have been the counsel that would have come his way before he started. I'm sure many people would have said, but why a B school? There are the IIMs, there are the XLRIs, there are the 101 schools. So why are you trying to do something else which is going to be me too? But it's the conviction and the belief in himself which has brought him this far. And what I've seen the last few hours, Professor, really tells me a story that this is an institution with a difference. There is pride, there is respect, and then there is excellence in this place. Brings me to the last of the 5 mantras. That's E. And E stands for enjoy. Life is not all about struggle, achievement, and success. Life has to give back to you some amount of joy and celebrations and recognition. Never forget to enjoy life. Enjoy what you do. And as Professor Patrice mentioned, maybe you should do what you enjoy. And that's a good way too. Make sure enjoyment is not forgotten. And that is probably the most important of things. If you enjoy what you're doing, you're likely to do very well. And if you have to make changes, don't hesitate. But remember, enjoyment is very important. There was this alumni meeting where a number of students actually went back to meet their old professor after about 30 years of their careers. And they were talking about their frustrations and their disappointments and their problems. And there will be plenty of them as you step out into the world. And then the professor said, let's have coffee. And they went into the adjoining lounge where he had set out very different kinds of coffee cups. There were those made of glass, there were those made of ceramic, there were those made of stainless steel, and there were those made of porcelain. And there were those made of plastic. So the students went there and picked up their cups and poured their coffee and gathered back to discuss. And the professor said, as I notice what's in your hand, most of you have actually chosen very nice looking cups of coffee. The cup, those are left behind there, are only the plastic cups which are left behind there. Probably you have a lesson to learn, and I have not been wise enough to teach you early in your lives. What matters is not the cup that holds the coffee, but the coffee inside the cup. The jobs, the designations, the money, the titles are like the cups that hold the coffee. The coffee is what you do in that job, in that role, with that money and with that title. The coffee is what you brew. Don't forget. Don't go after what somebody else has made and why for that which looks best. Strive to make and brew the coffee that will make a difference to people around you and will give you the joy of having made a difference. A, B, C, D, E. 5 things, if you can remember. Practice it in your own way. I'm sure you'll make a difference. A lot of people have struggled to bring you thus far. Your parents, your teachers, your institution. They have not done this with any selfish interest. They do not expect anything back in return. But there will be something which will make them proud and happy. That is, if you go out there, shine, and be a great human being. Be that and make all of us proud. Thank you and wish you well.